It's Sunday, the 21st of February 2016. This is a chart for Gryphon Minerals. Gryphon's a stock that I haven't owned for quite some time. They're a gold development company in Burkina Faso. They were a darling of the, in the West African gold mining sort of boom 3 or 4 years ago. They were one of the stocks that really did well, but they never got their project off the ground and have been sitting in this sort of development hell period for 3 or 4 years. You can see the stock was once about $2 and gone all the way down, and now we're back down in these sub 10 cent region where it's been tracking for the last more than 12 months. I recently bought back into the stock because I feel like there's at the very least a good trading opportunity in this stock. So the company's project is about it's gone through all the feasibility studies you can think of. They've done all the studies, and it's about a 65,000 ounce operation they're looking for, but they need funding, which has been the problem, and they've gradually burnt through a lot of their cash reserves. One of their benefits in the last 2 or 3 years is they had sort of 60 or 70 million dollars of excess cash that they had on their balance sheet, so they didn't need to do any capital raisings, but they've gradually burnt through all that, and now I think they've only got a bit less than $20 million remaining. I don't necessarily have that much faith in the management of this company. They were still behaving like they were a darling of the market, even when it was obvious their project wasn't going to be getting off the ground. They were spending a lot of money each quarter. But purely from a trading perspective, I think you can see the volume has really picked up recently. There was that period of nothing here in the last year, and then we've had this gradual increase in volume, and it's sustained here. You can see there's some good bars above a million, maybe 2 million shares a day. There's a substantial holding change here as well. Potential, I think, that might be some substantial holders sitting above this level. But you can see here that we had a similar move at the start of 2015 when it was down at these 3 or 4 cent levels, or the low is 4.5 there, and then it got on that nice little run, and we're seeing, I think, potential for a bit of a move similar at the moment. It's broken out above this sort of 6 cent level, which was acting as a little bit of a mini resistance level for a couple of months, and I think I think there's a good chance that it has that run back up toward 10 cents again. I don't have that necessarily much of a view beyond that, but obviously it's all driven by the gold price. I think their project all-in sustaining cost is about 800 US, so there'd be decent margins if they could ever get it off the ground, but they just need that funding support. I think they need about 75 million to get the project off the ground, so that might not happen, but I think in the short term at least there's good potential for a run up toward that high 9s 10 region. After that, as anyone's guess, but if the gold price keeps moving, I think this company's has a development ready project sitting there. They need someone else to come and help fund it, whether that's a joint venture with one of the other Canadian or Australian West African gold mining companies, or a takeover. The project's ready to go, so I think there's a good chance that the stock can go higher. It's a decent project with decent reserves and resources. High level of confidence in those reserves resources. Fairly low strip ratio, I think, as well. So I think it's got legs up toward that maybe 10 cent level, and after that, potentially higher as well.